All right, guys, here is our beautiful meatloaf. Look at there. All right, guys, tonight for supper, we are going to make a meatloaf. Now, I have 3 or 4 recipes for meatloaf, and this is one of my favorites you haven't seen. So you're going to need 2 pounds of ground beef. You're going to need 1 large onion, 2 eggs, 3 cloves of garlic, some plain breadcrumbs, onion powder, garlic powder, extra virgin olive oil, your salt, your ketchup, your pepper, Italian seasoning. You're also going to need brown sugar and a little bit of white vinegar. And you're going to go ahead and preheat your oven to bake 350. Let's get started. Okay, we're going to go ahead and we're going to chop our onion and we're going to saute it. Put our onions in our pan with some olive oil. We're going to cook them for a couple of minutes. Okay, now we're going to start, while we got our onions cooking, we're going to go ahead and put our 2 pounds of ground beef in our large bowl. We're going to go ahead and we're going to put our 3 cloves of garlic inside our meatloaf, inside our hamburger meat. We're going to put probably about 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. I don't like that little thing. That thing don't work. Okay, 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning. We're going to need 2 eggs. We're going to use about 3/4 a cup of breadcrumbs. We're going to use 2 tablespoons of ketchup. We're going to do a little bit of pink Himalayan salt. We're going to do our pepper. Let's do this one. Now we're going to get our milk. We forgot to get that out a while ago. Milk. 1/3 cup of milk. Okay, now comes the fun. We get to use our hands and mix it all up. Hey, yeah. Right, now it's time to shape our meatloaf into a loaf. Okay, so we've got us a sheet pan lined in tinfoil. We want it to be about 3 inches high, which is what this is. Okay, now we've got it 4 inches wide, 3 inches tall. We're going to bake it 350 for 40 minutes. Okay, now we're going to make our sauce that's going to go on top of our meatloaf. When it's ready, we're going to get ketchup, 3/4 a cup of ketchup. Okay, 1.5 teaspoons of white vinegar. 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. Okay. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Stir that up. Now, when our meatloaf gets through cooking for the first 40 minutes, we'll spread this on top. And then we'll bake it another 20 minutes. Okay, we're going to add our cooked onions to our ketchup sauce. And this will be yummy on top of our meatloaf. All right, now we're gonna put our sauce on top of our meatloaf. Ooh, look at that sauce. And then we're gonna let it cook for another 20 minutes. And we'll be ready to eat. All right, back in the oven, bake 350 for 20 more minutes. All right, guys, here is our beautiful meatloaf. Look at there. Look at there, look at there. I wish you could smell it. Boy, that garlic. And them onions. All right, let's fix this a plate. Right, here is Daddy's yummy meatloaf and our green beans out of the garden that were canned, and we've got our potatoes. Y'all, have a beautiful, blessed day. Now, I love you.